Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the messages. Whatever God is doing is for His glory. We give Him the honor. We give Him the praise. His word to be praised and adored this morning. He is a good God. He loves you and He wants the best for you. Thank you so much for watching me. Today, the word that the Lord gave me is refrain from evil. So let's invite the King himself to take over this meeting. Father, I thank you for today. I pray that you touch my lips, spirit, soul, body, mind, and entire being. That whatever I'm coming to say will come from you. Father, speak through me. Father, speak to your children. We thank you for your word. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching me. So I look for the meaning for refrain. It's a verb to stop oneself from doing. Refrain from comment. And evil is what? An adjective. Profoundly immoral and what? Wicked. Evil deeds similar to wicked, murder and what? Adultery. So in this context here, with refrain from evil, I think the best person for me, I love David. I just love David. I love David. He's the best person. I love him. I love Jesus. But when it comes to people, one thing I like about David is that it shows more of we human. Because David will sin and he will go back to God. That's what I like about him. When he does something wrong, he knows that we are bound to sin. So he knows his father is what? Merciful. So whenever David sins, he will quickly go and what? Say, oh, Father, I'm sorry. This is what I've done. That's what one thing about David and how he is a worshiper. He loves worshiping. Look at the wonderful Psalms he wrote in Psalms. I just love him. I love him. I don't love him for what he did wrong. I love him because that's human nature. We are bound to sin, but we have to go back to the Father when we sin. So we are going to look at two tests here. The first one is 2 Samuel 11. All is in 2 Samuel 11. And the other one is in 2 Samuel 13. So David, we all know David. We know King David. I'm not going to go through it, but I'll just read the verse 2 for you. 2 Samuel verse 11 verse 2. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Look at one thing here. The woman was what? Washing herself, and the woman was what? Beautiful to look on. Of course, there are some women, I will say that and say that again. When there are some women, when you see them, you're like, wow, she is beautiful. She is gorgeous. I'm not going to say about men here, because obviously, if I say that, I'll be like, hey, no, I'm saying women. There are some men too who are really handsome, but it's the last. David just looked at her and like, I have to have this woman. I don't care whether she is married, he is married. That's what we sometimes do. We don't care whether that person is married or she's not married. I have to have him as my own. But look at this where David slept with this woman. She's not a wife. She slept with her until she has finished. And it's not even her sleeping, him sleeping with her alone. That one is okay, going for somebody's wife, somebody's husband, and you are aware that that person is married, and it's okay, I am still going to sleep with that person. In our modern world now, it's okay to be sleeping around with people's wives and people's husband. It's what okay. This is the norm that we are in. It's okay for a married woman to be sleeping around. It's okay for a married man to be sleeping around. But here, somebody who is married, God is telling us a lesson here in 2 Samuel 11. Here, why did you go for it? David, even if you go, is it somebody's wife? That's what God got mad about it. Even that, I've given you a lot. Even though you go for somebody, don't go for somebody's wife. By going for somebody's wife, then telling them, oh, if they go for a war, make sure you put him where he can be killed. That is too much. That is what we call evil. Make sure he's dead. Put him there so that he will not come back. He will not come back so that I can have his wife to myself, just me and me alone. You see, that's what we do. When we go for somebody's wife, somebody's husband, our morning prayer will be like, oh, I can't wait for the person's wife to die. I can't wait for the person's husband to die so that I can take over. That's what David did in the Bible. That's what I like about David. It shows how we are as human beings, how evil we can be. When it comes to sex, when it comes to possession, we want to possess anything. But the question is, the thing that you want to have, is it really yours? So eventually, his wife, Uriah, got killed. And Bathsheba became what? David's wife. But one thing is that they got pregnant. When David had an affair with Bathsheba, she got pregnant. But for David's punishment, God what? Killed that baby. To tell us, to bring our senses back. Because there are some of us that they think it's okay to be doing that. That was the punishment of him going for somebody's wife. David fasted, prayed, did whatever. God, please save this child. But God was like, no. If I let this child live, it's what? It is injustice. For you to kill the husband, then have a child. No, it's not going to happen. David, God killed that child. Until David married Bathsheba, then they had what? King Solomon. Even that, David had to go to God and what? Apologized. He did apologize to God. He went to God and asked for forgiveness. That's what he have mercy upon me, O Lord. Psalm 51. David went to Jesus, went to God to what? So how remorseful he was for that. Father, please, for I know I have sinned, just forgive me. And I will look. This is from https://jwa.org/article Bathsheba. It says 1 Kings 1-2 entail adultery and bloodshed, consequences, and the breaking and making of throne. From his roof, David reigns, sees a beautiful Bathsheba in wife of Uriah Barton, and he lies with her. This is a http://webmteducation www.cof/ I will continue with I'm coming to talk about how Amnon, son of David, slept with her sister Tamar. That's from verse 13. 2 Samuel 11:13. 2 Samuel 13. That's where David's son also slept with her sister with a different mom.